Good day, friends. Welcome to Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle Alignay. This day, August 26th, I would like you to celebrate with me because it's my birthday. So, paglalandakan natin sa mundo, I'm declaring my celebration to the world that I am thanking God for another year in my life, thanking God for my health. And kaya this afternoon, we're going to talk about the continuation of our discussion regarding celebrating and cherishing. The other day, last Tuesday, I was joined by a dear friend para hindi naman ako nagbubuhat ng bangko sa birthday ko and somebody is doing all the Q&A a la Miss Universe for me. And because of that, I asked her, can you join me again on my birthday? So, of course, I'm going to call my friend, the writer, the editor, the Lula Land founder, Miss Jing Lejano. Let's welcome Jing. Hi, Jing. Oh my God, we're so turno friends. Cheers. This
Hindi
is
kami
so
nag-usap
cute.
ha. Hindi kami nag-usap
Hindi
nito.
tayo nag-usap.
Oh gosh, ano ba
Thank you for
yan?
joining me on my birthday. This is such a special birthday gift for me. Maraming
Hindi ko
salamat.
alam kung kakanta ba ako ng happy birthday o
Huwag
ano
kayo
ba gagawin ko.
Huwag na.
Mag-cheer ako. Woo! Woo! Happy birthday! Happy birthday!
It's so funny. At least we're happy because it's our birthday. It's my birthday. Next month it's your birthday. Jing, thank you for joining me. I am really floored and touched. You are one of my blessings. Kung hindi nyo natatanong, friends, at kung nababasa nyo ang aking website at yung aking news feed sa Facebook, the articles there are well curated by no other than Jing. Maraming salamat, Jing, for always supporting me. So, ngayon, ano ang inyong mga tanong? Paano kita mapaglilingkuran at maibabahagi ang aking sarili?
So, friends who joined us last Tuesday, as a recap, may ganun na lang, recap.
Recap tayo, yes. May exam. May pa-exam ako mamaya.
Oo, may review may test mamaya si
Yes.
Dr. Michele. As a recap, Dr. Michele shared with us the lessons that she learned during the past year. Kasi nga, ang lagi niyang papaalala sa ating lahat that we may be going through a lot of different experiences, but if we don't learn anything from those experiences, sayang naman ang ating mga hugot, di ba? Sayang ang ating mga luha kung wala tayong malalaman about it. So, her four lessons.
4 lessons last Tuesday. Because I'm 44, so 4 lang.
44.
Yes. So 4 lang.
44?
Yes.
Girl, 54 ako. Next
Oh,
month,
di ba?
54.
My God, 54 ka. 10 years ang agwat natin, pero para lang tayong wala. Magkatsarutan.
Okay, hindi talaga namin pinag-usapan to, sir. Pero anyway, yung 4 lessons niya was recalibrate what works.
Recalibrate.
So you have to continue looking at things, whether they're working for you or not. Revisit the essentials. So you have to examine your priorities. And doon ka lang doon mo pagbuhusan ng iyong mga effort dun sa essentials and priorities. Reinstate your mission, what's your purpose, and then put your energy towards at least trying to accomplish that
Gusto ko yan, Jing. Hindi ko pala na-discuss yan. Magandang yan yung always visit where your energy should go.
Yes, because diba, energy, it can only be transformed.
Yes.
So, diba?
Hindi nawawala, it can be transformed.
So, sayang naman kung saan-saan lang. And then last is be resilient or honor your resilient self.
Yes.
Alam natin na, diba? I think resiliency, the word resiliency, parang a lot of people say na gas-gas na daw yung resilient kasi lagi sinasabi the resilient Filipino, whatever. But we really need to be resilient.
Actually, oo. Yun pa rin talaga. Kahit nakakapagod maging resilient dito sa Pilipinas, 'di ba? Pero the challenge is still, look at it that way. Of course, the external fails, 'di ba? External response of the government, yung people around us may fail us. So, inside us, we can never be overly dependent on them because actually we're supposed to be giving and serving them. Kaya tayo sa sarili natin, yung pagiging resilient natin, huwag mong iasa sa kanila. Kailangan, ito yung iba yung sinasabi ng matatanda dati na kailangan matuto tayong tumayo sa sariling paa. O that's independence. Pero kailangan nating alagaan at maging matatag sa sarili rin nating paa o sa sarili nating bakod. Ang lalim, parang pang-ending yata. Hindi yata ito pang birthday, pang-ending yata ng Filipino man. Jing!
But girl, kasi naman, ah, for your birthday, medyo syempre level up yung mga pang Miss Universe questions natin. That's how I love you.
Yes, thank you.
Because, di ba, we've realized that as much as we have to take care of ourselves, we've also realized ngayon na how interconnected we all are. Di ba?
Yes.
Can you imagine na ngayon, kaya napaka-importante ng, di ba, yung contact tracing? Kasi kailangan malaman mo kung sino yung nakasalamuha mo, di ba? Kasi apparently, di ba, it will all affect us. So,
Yes.
hindi, dati parang wala lang yun eh, parang wala sa atin. We can live in our own little bubbles. But now, we've seen how so dependent we are on others, like especially our frontliners, our
Mhm.
health workers, di ba? The government response, the local government response, the national government response, di ba? So, ano pala siya? Kailangan pala nating gumalaw as one.
Yes. Jing, gusto ko yung sinabi mo. Our
Ano?
lives before are just in our own bubbles.
Hmm.
Pwede tayong walang pakialam sa lahat. But this pandemic really taught us that we are just not living for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We are just living for ourselves. Parang, can I share with you why I said that we need to be very resilient? Nung nagsimula yung lockdown last year pa ha, I was at the peak of anxiety. I was at the peak of anxiety also. Yung parang, grabe rin yung anxiety ko because 2 weeks before mag-lockdown, I went to 3 different provinces. So, I took 6 local flights. Nakwento ko to sa'yo.
Yes.
Praning na pumila ko, as in, nandun lang ako sa kwarto, nag-iiyak, tapos makating lalamunan ko, or ni-imagine ko lang, what if may COVID ako? Kasi dati we don't know yet di ba? How things go. Tapos biglang na-recall yung flight ko. The flight before me, na-recall yun. Di ba ganun dati, nagre-recall ng flight? Kasi of course may positive dun sa flight na yun. So that really made me anxious. And then my mom, yung mommy ko pa, she's supposed to go home from Australia. Tapos naka-lockdown na, hindi namin alam kung makakauwi ba siya, makakalipad ba siya, yung ganyan. So yung anxiety level ko ang taas. And then parang hindi ako makapag-isip. Pero, nung nakauwi na si mommy, and then nag-ease out na yung body ko, so naka 2 weeks na, wala na akong symptom. And then a friend, kinumusta niya ako. Actually, this has been nagging me to do coffee break. My personal, parang, I think I should go on live and to discuss about what we're going through. Yun yung why ng coffee break. Kasi parang na-realize, and then a friend incidentally told me, Itchel, can you do this for the families of our seafarers? The project that I've been handling. Because, many are going through a lot. So, na-realize ko, okay, tama na, tapos ka na. Tapos na yung anxiety mo, Itchel, nauna ka na sa equation ulit.
Sa iba.
Yeah, because there's something that needs to be done for others. Yun yung I realized that it just cannot be about us while we are protecting ourselves. The little things we do kahit sa bahay, it's connected to something bigger. So that is really the sense of we are living a life far more than about us. It's actually about we feel our lives, we be resilient. Pero kasi may mga tao like you, our listeners here in Coffee Break, this is why I'm doing it because there are people that I'm supporting also. There.
Wow, ang heavy gat ng birthday mo.
Tawa tayo eh. Na-overcome ko na yun. Yun lang yung why kung bakit ko ginawa yung coffee
Oo
break.
nga, yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Oo nga,
that's the thing, Jing. Eh. That's the thing. There's some kahit na isang tao lang yung manood nito, okay na tayo kasi meron na tayong mission accomplished.
exactly. I think, yeah, I think if you are firm, going back to number three of the
Hmm.
lesson that she learned, if you are firm on your mission and
Hmm.
purpose, uh, dire-diretso ka lang.
Yes.
Dire-diretso ka lang. Which Michelle has always been doing. Kahit na sinasabi ko, girl, ano ba? Dahan-dahan naman minsan. Tapos biglang, ay, may gagawin tayo. Ano naman? Ano na naman yun? Ano na naman gusto mo?
I'm so supported by by more mature women. Like ikaw, ano
Yeah,
na naman yung gusto mo?
ano na
Kasi
naman?
like ikaw,
Tama
tapos
ba
si
yan?
yes, tapos si Tita Fides, ganyan din. O ano, anong gusto mo? Kailan? O sige, parang okay, let's do this. And that's supporting in each other's mission, Jing. Doon ako
Yeah.
naniniwala. Meron mga bagay na I think one big thing that people need to realize that hindi natin kaya lahat. Well, we need to
Yes.
support our mental health and our physical health.
Yes.
Pero, hindi lahat kaya natin. So, kailangan talaga natin mamili rin ng essential. Kasi para ang essential din, yung sarili natin.
Because ladies, we are not Wonder Women.
We're not
Si
superwomen.
Gal Gadot lang ang Wonder Woman. At movie lang po yun. Pero
Yes.
in real life, it's uh, you can if you want to, you can try to be a Wonder Woman, but then you'll burn out in time, and that's not also good for your family because you have to take care of yourself
Mm-hmm.
in order to take care of others.
Others. Galing.
Experience po yan, 50 years old na. So, marami na po tayo na pagdaanan. So, birthday girl.
Yes.
Miss Universe question number 1. What have you
Sorry
learned?
friends, para kami nakipaglolokohan sa inyo. Seryoso po kami minutes. We're just making it light and
Yeah, as
engaging.
a teenager.
Sige, so sige, Madam Jing, what's your first question?
What have you learned about family during the
Okay.
past year?
Ah, mahirap yung tanong. But one thing that I realized, una, with my own family, I like the dynamics of my own family because the family, meaning my family with my mom and my sisters. May kanya-kanya kaming buhay, but we always communicate na ganito, ganito, and then also how important the family is. So, the importance of family is not always about seeing them. But actually, for now, itong nag-Delta case, I cannot see my mom. Kasi dun sa
Yes.
bahay ng sister ko, there's a senior and then there's an infant. So, we might be the one, they're not going out. So, love does not mean always meeting up. But,
Mm.
diba, but might be also limiting. And that's one of the thing I appreciate with my family na my parent, my mom and my sisters. And then with my own family, meaning my husband and my kids, I really this is the time that I think para nakikita namin yung parenting style that we did with them. Because what I appreciate about my kids, Jane, in this pandemic, ang dali nila pagsabihan at ang daling magpuno ng puso nila. Just feed them with the food that they like.
Correct.
So, ang rule ko lang, you have to eat what we offer you during the weekday, everything home cooked. But there are days that I will give you the treats that you like. So, yun. And I really appreciate my kids. And then I said, na Lord, salamat. Kasi parang, um, ang bait nila. They manage themselves online. They have social life. My
Yes.
son is always chatting with friends. He's now turning 15. And then Maiya, tinuruan namin mag-landline si Maiya. Or because she has friends whom she calls on the landline. And then parang hindi sila ganun ka-fussy and there's not too needy. But at the same time, what I appreciate is that they're very sweet. They're very sweet and sabi nila pag nagti-teenager parang ayaw na nilang lumapit, nag-iiba na, pero silang dalawa, they're still very sweet. And what I realized with my husband, I really appreciate Coach. Kahit na parang kami nagmi-midlife, kahit na pumuputok yung issue namin, but we always have this posture of humility and the willingness to work things out. Kasi I think yun naman yun eh. Wala namang perfecto.
Yeah,
There's gonna be conflict. And it's actually, I always tell people that conflict is actually part of a marriage, of a family life.
exactly.
Kasi iyan yung opportunity to grow. So, yun, I'm at the stage that's something that I learned. New things are evolving. This is a different season, and I have to appreciate the season. The season of Coach and I are at midlife, and our kids are growing bigger. So we have to appreciate everything now. Yun.
So you can say then the pandemic it magnified or kasi parang from what I'm gleaning from you is that kumbaga nagtanim ka na eh. So
Mm,
you you were able to establish this dynamic within your family and now you're reaping the rewards
yes, agree.
that dynamics, diba? So
Yes.
that's why medyo smooth stay. Hindi naman smooth sailing, pero parang kumbaga, you're able to manage it on an even.
Mhm. And
Pero,
I'm happy na may
yeah, but
nangyari pa ng maayos.
Doc Chel, paano naman yung,
Mm.
syempre hindi naman lahat fortunate, di ba, that they were
Yeah.
able to, sorry, pinapahirapan talaga kita sa birthday.
Hindi.
They were not able to, maybe, set, di ba, the right dynamics or the right communication system, di ba? Paano yung iba na, kasi ngayon, kung pag conflict, ngayon nasa lockdown tayo, syempre, the little things are magnified.
True.
So, all the more siguro in families that are kind of dysfunctional.
Saka mas maraming pumuputok ang ibang issues ngayon. Others thought, Jing, na may problema kami ngayon. No. The problems in the pandemic are actually rooted on pre-pandemic problems that we did not fix or we did not take note of. So ngayon, that the dynamics of family life has become so different, yung
Right.
like, iba ng twist. So halimbawa, yung anak ko hindi na kami kinakausap. Yung anak ko may mental health concern. Yung anak ko ayaw mag-aral. Actually, nandyan na yan to begin with.
Right,
Hindi lang
right.
natin nakikita masyado. Eh ngayon, everybody's at home. So the problem, totoo yung word mo, the problem just magnified for many. And it's high time for you to deal with it. Kahit na masakit, kahit na mahirap, it's actually, wala tayong ibang way. Even me, I tell that, sinasampal ko yan sa sarili ko, there's no other way to it rather than through it. Kailangan mo talagang, ito yung, ang pinagdadaanan, tinitingnan,
Mm-hmm. Right,
inuupuan, hindi
right.
dinadaanan lang. Hindi mo parang lalampasan lang. Kailangan mong tingnan, kailangan mong titigan, at kailangan mong pagdesisyonan. Yun.
Exactly. Correct, correct. Okay, so that's a good lesson
Yes.
for us. At least, di ba, well, one silver lining, I guess, that is we have the time. We have the time to work things through right now because we can't help it, di ba? We have to work through things
We
because
don't
we
have a
are
choice.
on lockdown. Yeah, we don't have a choice. Correct. Okay. So, question number 2. What have you learned? Nasa Miss Universe mode pa rin po tayo. What have you learned about community during the past
Community.
year? How would
Well,
you define your community?
Well, I have my own little community here at home. I have two friends whom I call my Boodle friends. We have a chat group. They're my friends from the school that I am consultant here. And then They've been my friends before. Ngayon, meron kaming chat group. And then once in a while, if we can, we would just, spend, nung lalo na ng GCQ, spend time together. And what I've learned is that, we need the community to support us. We need the community na mapagtatanungan. And then, the sense of community actually have become different in this pandemic. It's not because of a physical community, but it can be the, matatanggap ka na lang na ayuda or package from someone. Diba? That's a sense of community. And then suddenly that you belong to a group that, Jing, I remember, you're part of this group, yung mga quarantine, the
Mm.
Daphne Oceania Project.
Yeah,
Diba?
yeah.
With our community. Alam mo ako, ang community naman tinitingnan ko, meron akong mga chat, yung mga makers community that I went to class with, yung mga kasama kong gumawa ng balms, ng soaps, and all this, my stuff. But it can act we connect to a community not necessarily physically but because we share a common thing. So for example, yung aking community here in the house. So ang sinishare namin literally it's our food, finds na okay para libre yung shipping sa'yo na or ikaw na mag-arrange. Parang ganon. So we just, support each other through that. And yung mga hobbies that we have, it's also a community. But importantly, I also have a spiritual community. Yun yung family namin sa feast. Okay, wala kaming live events. Pero now, it's easier to gather.
Right.
Kasi, di ba, every other Saturday, we meet. Every other Saturday night, parang itong couple group na to, yung mga couple that kami yung member, the following week, kami naman yung leader. So, and then, it's just sharing life. It's just sharing faith. Pero meron akong Jing na nanganak na community ngayong pandemya. They are my co-teachers way back when I was working full-time. Since last year, mga 18 months na rin kami magka-chismis tuwing Sabado ng tanghali. Via Zoom, kung sino lang yung lumitaw, may nasa
Yeah.
US, Hawaii, nasa Canada, nasa Singapore, minsan may lumilitaw na kung sino yung gustong mag-pop. And it's just amazing kasi chismisan, anong chismis sa Pilipinas? Ano yung niluto mo? Ano bang meron dyan ngayon? Kumusta ba kayo dyan sa US? Sabi mo, at naka-lockdown kayo or ayaw mag-lockdown, ayaw mag-mask ng mga tao. Eh, nakakatuwa kasi shared life pa rin. Shared life pa rin. Parang, okay, absent ka sa Zoom, sige, pag napag-usapan ka. So,
Tama, tama.
walang mintis yan every Saturday. So, minsan kahit magpa-pop ka lang, minsan problema, minsan chismis. And we need people like that. I think this is the time that we need a community that has a common goal and speaks to us, not the community that will makes us feel toxic. Yun yung mas kailangan natin.
Correct.
The support system.
Exactly. So, kumbaga, I think a lot of people may think that they're not seeing their friends anymore, but
Yes.
I think the pandemic experience has taught us, or at least has opened our eyes to the possibility that you can meet
You
new friends.
can.
Diba? You can,
May
because
social life pa rin.
exactly, and we may not be able to meet physically, but we are so thankful that there are other platforms that we can meet like-minded people. And
Yes.
kahit naman kasi anong sabihin, kailangan natin po yan eh, di ba? Yung social connection.
Correct.
Because, well, number one, information, because
Hmm.
some di ba, hindi naman lahat ng information makukuha mo. But, di ba,
Maloloko na tayo noon kung gusto mong sagipin lahat ng information.
but we can learn from them, we can learn from experts, and also bond with the people that we like. And ang pinakamaganda pa nun, kung ayaw mo, pwede ka umalis sa group agad.
Yes. Kung ayaw mo, hindi mo kailangan pilitin yung sarili mo to talk to them.
Exactly.
Pero alam mo, Jing, na-realize ko, minsan, may mga, di ba tayo, minsan nag-video call tayo. Minsan chat lang, mas madalas chat lang. Because sometimes, you just want to see the faces of the people important to you. Kasi pinili mo na yung importante sa'yo eh. Kasi
Correct.
ayaw mo naman kausap lahat eh. Pag nga sa meeting, ayaw mo na lang makita lahat, di ba? Pag alam mo parang they're not very life-giving to me. I just need to do this because it's work. But I would like to see the people who are life-giving to me. And I would turn on my video because it's a personal connection. Yon.
Ganda, tama yun. 'Di ba? I
Alam
think
natin kung sino mag-video on at kung kailan
oo,
tayo mag-mute lang.
yeah. I think lesson sa ating lahat yun, 'di ba, na, natuto rin tayong mag edit out ng mga friends
Yes.
list natin
Yes.
because
Unfollow,
it's
edit.
fine. Yeah, and it's fine, 'di ba? We found out it's fine, that's fine. And then we can always say, "Eh, mental health ko."
Yes, agree. I don't
Okay.
want it to compromise my mental health.
But kasi nga it's true, some people can be
Yes.
toxic or for you, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
In your point of view. So, ito na. Ito na mabigat.
Oh,
What have you learned about our country during the past year?
what have I learned? That we are indeed toxic shit. Sorry. I have to say that. I realized that we are in deep toxic shit. Sorry, friends, ngayon yun lang ako narinig. I don't really verbalize it, but before the 2016 election, literally I see this coming, the deterioration of the values, na napakahirap ng values na tinuturo ng magulang, and the work that I do, I've been doing parenting education. Ang hirap maging magulang, tapos makikita mo pa yung mga posts at mga statements ng people in positions. Ang hirap din maging upright sa anak mo. Kasi, di ba, um, we're supposed to walk our talk. That's why parenting education is hard because the people that the kids will see have values na hindi aligned sa sa atin. Pag gusto sabihin na huwag kang magmumura anak, ba't nagmumura yan? You value your life, you respect yourself, pero makikita mo, di ba, there's lack of value for life out there. So, walang nagtatanong sa akin about the country. But I realize I love our country. That's why I'm doing my work in my own way to supporting families and mental health. Kaya, sabi ko, we don't really become like everybody who's so vocal about politics, about their love for country, but I know I'm clear with the values of family, which is actually the cornerstone of society. So dun ako susuporta. Yun yung susuportahan ko to still hold the value for the Filipino family. O, di ba? Pang Miss Universe.
Oo nga eh. Nagulat ako. Because if you've been listening to Dr. Michelle, I think this is the first time that she's been
Yeah. On my
very,
birthday, no
I
less.
know, very vocal about, so I'm medyo
Oh,
taken aback. ito,
yes.
ito ba birthday pasabog mo?
Yes, it's my birthday pasabog because I love the Philippines. I love the Philippines. I'm so 100% Pinoy and don't have plans of because Jing, I'm an educator. I am a formator. Diba? Not just an expert, but that alone, it gives me that moral responsibility. My
Exactly.
work, my mission in life gives me that moral responsibility. And that morals that I uphold is actually manifested in the work that I do. Kaya ang hirap gawin yung trabaho ko kasi may conflict dun sa values that the society are seeing now. The society is seeing now.
I'm so
Yun.
proud of you, birthday girl. Wala akong
Hindi,
masabi.
hindi mo alam tong side ko to.
Hindi ko talaga in-expect to.
Hindi mo alam ang side. Hindi mo alam ang side ng pagiging katipunera.
Oo, I know. But I think the the insight which we could gather from Dr. Michelle is that I know, well, Dr. Michelle knows very well where I stand on these things, but things can be very toxic and all, and we can sometimes experience a sense of helplessness
Yes.
because what can I do, di ba? Because you're always thinking, what can I do as an ordinary
Mhm.
citizen when You're against a structure that is deep rooted.
Yes.
Uh, we can take a cue from Dr. Michelle, and that is she is doing her part to protect the family, which is the basic, diba?
Yun.
Basic human
And even
society.
whatever work that you have, you can actually protect your family. And if you're a parent like me,
Yes,
you actually raise your kids to be clear with the family values that you would like to uphold. And that's doing your part.
correct.
'Di ba? Yung parang,
If you
eh, wala
just,
tayong
yes,
nagagawa dun sa labas. This is something that I always share whenever I give parenting sessions. Hindi natin makokontrol yung labas. So what we can manage is how we model the values to our kids, how we relate with our kids, how we love them, how we support them, how we enrich their lives so that when they're older at alam nila yung tama at mali, alam nila na parang there's something wrong
yes.
with there's something not right, so they will be good enough to be accountable for what you taught them. But it's gonna be a different story. But we can always enrich the relationships in our homes, in our families. Yun yung basic responsibility
Parang
natin.
gusto ko yon. Gusto ko yung next, na gano'n, accountability. But,
Yes.
but wait, yun. So let's emphasize what we can do as parents.
Mm-hmm.
And, diba, these are promote the right values. Diba?
Yes.
Tell them
Agree.
what's right and what's
Mm.
wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Don't
what's
shield them, ah.
yes,
Don't shield them.
explain to them what being
Mm-hmm.
citizen means, di ba? What
Yes.
is citizenship? I think that's the first thing that you can do right now. Of course, register to vote.
True. 40 days or 39 days left.
And of course, do your own part. For
Mm-hmm.
instance, Dr. Michelle does her workshops and everything, but kayo po in your own position or occupation, I'm sure there are many ways of
Mm-hmm.
doing the right things, di ba?
Yes.
For our fellow Filipinos, whether it's donating or donating to a cause or your local community pantry, di ba? Or even uh, talking to one person and explaining to him, di ba? What will happen again if we do not vote wisely.
Yes.
Wow, talagang birthday pasabog talaga to. I'm so proud of you. I can't, hindi pa rin ako nakaget over na nagsalita si Doc Michelle lang ganito.
Yeah,
Wala
because
akong sabi.
I don't know, you see my Instagram and my Facebook stories. That's where I express the frustration.
Yes, but not on coffee break.
Yeah, because I'm neutral. Mahirap mag-express ng ako lang. Eh, tinanong mo ko, boom!
Sorry. Okay. So, pupunta pa ba tayo sa what have you learned about modern society?
Oh, there's a lot. Social media, um, digital parenting is different. The digital world is so fast, di ba? In yung modern
Yes.
society, our modern society is actually fixated on the algorithms and what social media, we've become market driven. You know what I noticed? Ito, Jing. What I've noticed that people starts to put labels. Di syempre may event, they put labels on themselves, title. Para kanya-kanyang gawa ng title. But what I realize is what is our core? Who we really are. At the end of the day, the titles serve us to do a mission. But at the end of the day, we don't get fixated on the title because it's actually who we really are and what are capable of doing. 'Di ba? Parang pag tinanggalan mo ba ng title, hindi na pwedeng gawin. Yun ang nakita ko sa modern society, we have become driven by ano yung uso. Well, dati kasi, oo.
Trending, yung
Kaya
trend.
lang, ganyan din naman yung trending. Ngayon kasi may trending eh, literally. So for
Yeah.
example, in the modern society, there are social media formulas actually, di ba? Marketing tools, digital formulas that to be able to get clients, you need to do this and you need to do that. And also maybe you get testimonies from the people that you've helped. alam mo parang ako rin na subject ako sa ganyan na parang are the things that work. But what I realized, hey, I think Jing, di ba, we talk about this. That's
Yes,
not
yes.
me. Ayokong binubuhat yung sarili ko to the expense of using other people in positions na para buhatin ako. No, because I believe that my work would speak for itself. Ayokong I don't want to be boastful about it, but I know that I'm an expert on my own right and I have the capacity to do what I am doing dahil hindi naman ako hindi naman ako nag-aral ng 6 weeks, nag-aral ako ng 6 years ng PhD and 8 years ng master on and off sa buhay yan. You know,
Oh my
hindi
God,
naman,
parang alam ko yung sinasabi mong 6 weeks na yan, ha?
but you know what I mean. You
Yes,
know what I
yes.
mean. So other people might have I see some people maybe competitors or I see some people who may, parang mas magaling siya. Pero, ganito na lang. Who am I? It's a combination of my experience, my expertise, and my way of relating. I may have the same work with them, but the experience and the connection that I bring out to the table, the things I share with the listeners here at Coffee Break or in my webinars and in my paid seminars, it just might be different. So there might be a certain market that I speak to. Some might not like me, but then now, parang I don't need to please everyone. So in this modern society, I think babalik ako dun, Jing, sa I know the essentials. I know the mission.
Hmm.
And I know that uh, even though there's pressure, kailangan it's a balance of being on trend but not compromising my values as a person. Yon. Yung substance. Substance over social media.
Okay, aray, ikaw talaga. Marami kang masyadong pasabog today.
Bakit? Ano bang narinig mo ngayon na pasabog ko?
Di, wala.
Aside from yung kanina.
So, given all these things that you've learned, how are you gonna move forward? Because, di ba, ah, meron tayong citizenship, meron tayong, uh, I think what you're referring to sa crisis ng modern society is yung question of authenticity,
Yes.
di
Gusto
ba?
ko yung term mo. Yes.
So how do you move forward in such a world? But at the same time, di ba, of course you still want to connect and you want to preserve your family, di ba? And maintain family values. Siguro kasi minsan nakaka-overwhelm when you're on, so, di ba, when you're constantly scrolling,
Hmm.
nakaka-overwhelm. So, saan ka dapat kakapit?
Well, I am very clear kasi, Jing, with my life mission. And I'm very clear with my faith na hindi naman akin lahat yun eh. It's bestowed upon me by God. I hope that people don't, the listeners of Coffee Break know that I integrate faith in everything. No matter what religion we have or no matter what our practices are, we have a God. So yung ginagawa ko, it's not all about me. I become just the vessel or the vehicle of this. And that one is very clear with me. So because of that, the Lord that gives me these things, the Lord that assigned me, Hoy, Itchel, gawin mo yan, is actually the same God who will sustain it. So halimbawa, last Tuesday, I shared with our listeners what I went through this pandemic, men- mental health concern or burnout, and then I also had my midlife and marital issues. But you know what? Naniniwala ako, hindi yun nandun lang because of nothing. There's more story to tell. There's so much lessons that it will unfold. So how do I move forward? I have kailangan kong punuin yung sarili ko not in the means of the world because the world is only a tool, but in ways that um, God has been showing me. Medyo malinaw ako, hindi medyo, malinaw ako dyan. Kahit na minsan hindi ko makita yung reason, kahit na minsan nakakapagod, hinahawakan ko lang yung sinabi sa akin ni Lord dati. Jing, tanda mo nung yung
Saan?
nagkita tayo sa Greenbelt. Tapos, nandun ka sa third floor ng Greenbelt. Tapos late na ako, galing ako sa meeting. Tapos
Tapos?
pagdating ko dun sa restaurant where you were, sa Greenbelt.
Okay.
Tapos
Okay.
sabi mo, bakit parang haras na haras ka? Tapos sabi ko, kasi ang init-init. Tapos hindi ko inamin sa'yo. But actually, I was humbled then kasi yung pagdaan ko dun sa Greenbelt Church, para akong sinampal-sampal at hinumble ni Lord. Kasi literally, that was during a consecration when I passed through the Mass. Di ba sinare ko rin eventually sa'yo, bakit ako umiiyak? Ba't ako mukhang
Oo,
haggard? Kasi
yeah.
simply, I was in the middle of a big decision then. And that big decision is that if we're going to take that Holy Land trip na pinag-ipunan namin.
Right.
Because, it's not
Yes,
a cheap
yes.
thing. And then, ang simpleng sinabi sa akin ni Lord, kailan ba kita pinabayaan? I want like you to see me and experience me in the flesh. Alam mo, that alone, that word, kailan kita pinabayaan, hanggang ngayon, yun ang laging kapit ko. Kasi hindi naman talaga eh. Tayo lang yung medyo lumalayo, tumibitaw. But come to think of it, iba lang yung kaartihan natin sa ways niya. So, doon ako nakakapit. Kailan kita pinabayaan? Because he always, that's one thing that I'm really cherishing and celebrating. Kasi never ako pinabayaan. I'm 44 today, never akong pinabayaan. Andito pa ako, naka-lipstick at may kilay pa rin.
Totoo yan. Tayo lang naman ang lumilihis.
Correct.
Siya palaging nandyan lang.
Yes.
Kasi I noticed the time ticking, ganun pala,
Yes.
when you're having fun.
Yes. Jing.
My one last question for our Miss Universe contestant for today. Michele, anong birthday
Yes.
wish mo?
World peace. Ang tawa. My real wish is actually malami, pero healing and well-being. Yan. Yung to restore what the the all the nash and the hurts this past year and the frustrations in the past year. I'm praying that the Lord will restore it, and then alam ko naman kahit ito lang, Jing, kahit naman hindi perfecto yung mga bagay, kailangan mag-move on. But I pray that He sustains my well-being physically, mentally, halo-halo yan spiritually, relationally, and emotionally, so that I can do more and I can give more. Yun pa rin yun. Lord, punuin mo ako para I can overflow to the people around me, to the people here at Coffee, to the people who are listening to me. Para naman yung experience nila, hindi mga lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lang. Para ang reason nila is parang may nakinig sa kanila at may nakiusap silang matino at nakaintindi sa kanila. That's the mission. That's the mission there. To support each other. Okay, world peace.
Iyak naman ako. Ang ganda ng birthday wish mo, girl.
Healing and well-being. And I hope, friends, that you can pray for me today on total healing and total well-being so that I can support you also in your own healing and well-being journey. Yon!
Okay.
Ako na yung mag-wrap o ikaw?
Ikaw na! Dahil ikaw may birthday!
Thank you, friends, for joining me in this Celebrate and Cherish. And I hope we celebrate life. We celebrate actually well-being in all aspects. And let us thank together our dear Jing Lejano for, putting me on a hot seat. Hindi ko alam kung matutuwa ba ako. Or mag-isisi ako. No, Jing, I'm really happy and I'm really delighted that you were able to join me. And of course, all of you who've watched this, please, friends, share this to others whom you know are having a lot of questions and difficulties also. And more importantly, if you would love to love me today, you can just send digital gifts through stars because everything will be donated to my favorite foundations, the Jeremiah Foundation for Abused Teenage Girls and the Anna Wim Foundation. All your stars will be coursed through those mercy ministries. And I hope that you support me and you love me. Bye! Of course, tuning into Coffee Break and learning together and putting here yung mga sagot nyo sa ibang tanong ni Jing. Kung ikaw ay merong iti-cherish ngayong pandemya at meron kang birthday wish para sa akin or para sa'yo, what would it be? And we will leave you with that! Magandang hapon and let's start a new leaf and a new chapter of our lives next week here at Coffee Break with Dr. Michelle and Miss Jing Lihano. Magandang araw!